you ready for today's video? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be progressing the e-bike build. All you mountain bike riders worldwide, all you bike riders worldwide for that matter, this is my custom painted, specialised KENEVO uplift machine. It's your own personalised uplift at pretty much every mountain bike spot that you ride. It is rapid, it is electric, it is glittery, it's absolutely sick. And today we are going to be putting these Fox forks finally on the beast, like so. As you can see, ready for the action. We are also going to be reinstalling the electric motor onto the e-bike after we've spruced it up and cleaned it. I just can't believe it's happening today. I can't believe it's getting put fully back together today. The garage is a bit hectic. I'm going to finish the E and then I'm going to give it a good spruce up. Before we go any further in today's video, you will notice I'm wearing the new OWNA basketball style shorts. As you can see, they're like mesh, double lined, proper sick. They're online now, link is in the description. Don't forget, on all shorts, hoodies, jackets, jumpers, joggers, you get a free t-shirt or a free jersey of your choice. Just don't forget to add it to your basket and it'll deduct to $0 on checkout. Go and check the deal out, and let's get straight into the e-bike build. Okay, I do hate this vice, you know, I do hate it. I just don't ever have a minute to do it. Now, today I've made me cup of tea to start today's video slightly different. I've left me tea bags in the teapot for an ultra strong brew. I've got no milk in my teapot, and I must say my teapot's pretty sick actually. I got it for my 30th birthday. That's how you know you're getting old. Now, we're going to pour it in. Hopefully it's brewed to a satisfying standard. Looks pretty dark. Looks pretty crispy. Are you even a professional tea drinker if you don't tap your teapot like a spoon? Then we're going to add a bit of whole oat milk. Smells oaty. Didn't bring a spoon. Unbelievable. Look at that. That is an extreme cup of tea. Did you go and get your free t-shirt or your free jersey with your hoodie, your shorts, your jacket, your joggers or your jumper? Did you go and do that? Why didn't you do it? It's literally free. You get a free t-shirt on all hoodies and shorts. Why are you still here? This is going to be today's cleaning station. The inside of a Fox 38 box. I would say that's a pretty good cleaning station. The first thing we have to do is tidy this motor up and get this motor put in, because literally there's no point in having an electric bike without a motor that's working and operating. Now, from your suggestion, I did buy this fast drying contact cleaner. This is for like e-bike electric plugs. Not just for e-bike plugs, but it is for electric. Fast acting, non-conductive cleaner. Penetrates quickly and leaves no residue for use on electrical equipment, contacts, plastic and rubber. WD-40. I don't know how much it was, I went to Halfords and got it. I hope I can use it in the freezing cold because it's really cold. I'm going to clean it with that. So I've got a muck off bristle brush, and I'm basically just going to start by just loosening everything off. This is fast drying contact cleaner. It's actually pretty good, to be honest. It smells nice. I'm just going to give the motor a good clean in all the little bits that everything is in. And then do the same again with this microfiber cloth. It's going to look brand new, this. So basically, as you can see, it's all pretty clean now. Clean enough for me anyway. Obviously, I'm not going for the craziest thing in the world. But I want the whole motor to be kind of as clean as this, which is kind of clean enough for a 1.5-year old bike. So I'm going to be right back once I've got the whole thing not looking like that. And we'll see how clean we can get this motor. I'm also going to do all the little plugs with this little brush. Like this, get them all in there, get all the stuff out. And, yeah, I'll be right back. As you can see, the motor is looking pretty clean. Pretty happy with that for pretty fast clean. Done all this stuff with the little brush. Come out actually, I think it looks really clean, dialed. So we're going to install the motor right now on the e-bike, and then officially it's got its motor back on the bike, so let's go. Motor should go back on pretty easy enough, I reckon so anyway. I just got to try and remember the way that it was. Maybe like that. Yeah, that looks about right. Oh, the motor is back on. The e-motor is on. Check that out. The motor is back in the machine. Fully in, fully working. Unreal. Now, what I've got to do really quickly, I've got to run some wiring through here, which is the remote, which takes it into turbo. I've got to run that wire to the correct place. I've then got to run one wire from here, I think, out this way. And then I've got to run a brake cable here. And then I'm going to come back when my cables are in. So, be right back. This is my remote cable. And I'm just cleaning it down with some car vinyl and rubber treatment. And the reason why is because cables are looking pretty tired, but I'm just getting them looking like brand new and black again. As you can see now, it's looking pretty hydrated in comparison to what it was. And yeah, I think if it works on car rubbers, I don't see why you couldn't run it on like a brake cable or a power cable. As you can see, all the insides also been powder coated. Now these things, 1, 2 and 3, these are little cable holders. They were only double-sided sticky taped on, so they were taken off to get it powder coated. So I've re-put these on, and now I'm going to run some cables through the frame. Brake cable in, as you can see, a brand new one for my TRP brakes. I've put my power cable in, which is going around the outside. I've got to run a simple gear cable straight the way through, and I'm also now going to clean this power cable up, and then we're ready to put all the black plastics back on around the motor. This is going to be a good moment, because then we've got a lot of modifying we can do. It's really cool. Looks brand new, that. It's looking pretty brand new. No mud in any of the ports. In there's nice and clean. And obviously I've got the outside as clean as it kind of needs to be. So we're going to connect the electrical wire right now. This joins the motor to the battery. This is probably the most important cable on the bike. It's going in there. And we are on. Just check that a sec. Just need that to pop in. It's nearly in, but it's not quite in. It's actually a bit more tech than it looks. Okay. Now, this little bolt goes in here, I'm pretty sure, like so. I'm having an absolute breakdown here. It's stalled me in my tracks. It's dead easy to internally route the cables on the KENEVO because you can take the battery off and the frame's open. It's dead easy. But on the chainstay here, you have to run the gear cable through that little hole and out of this little hole. One hell of a journey. But I've got all the cables in, the rear brake cable's in, the gear and the brake cable are in, the battery controller cable's in. Next, I'm going to put all the plastics back on the bike. I forgot a cable, which is the rear sensor cable, as you can see. Bros speed sensor, that goes inside the back dropout. This is pretty technical. It's a big project. If I can pull it off, I'm going to be hyped. But basically, now as you can see, the two cables come out the rear as planned, and we've got to try and get this plastic to sit nice again. So I'm going to take my time going in and out with the bolts in case there's any powder coat or anything. There shouldn't be, because we did put dummy bolts in there. Oh no, as you can see, it's playing the game, doing its job. I'm over the moon. I've got basically this in and running perfect. So everything's in, just ready for a crank arm on there now, and the plastic's on the top, the cables are routed properly, nothing's getting pinched. I may take this back off and move and adjust this slightly, because it does feel pretty tight, but I reckon once the battery's on it might just clip on great. So long story short, that side's done. Now we're going to put the crank arm, the sprocket and stuff on this side, but first we have to put the plastics back on, so let's do it. Okay, so I'm currently putting the castle nut on, which, if you remember, I got the tool online. It's one of these bad boys. And basically this is going to press the sprocket on into place. Basically, I'm going to try and get that on a tiny bit more. Something I'm looking to upgrade in the future is the cranks on this bike. At the moment I'm going to put them on today, but in the future I'm going to buy a new set of cranks. Getting e-bike cranks at the moment doesn't seem that easy. Most of the places where I buy my products don't have any stock on them. So for now I am putting these cranks on, which is annoying because they do look a bit rough, like kind of like that. I mean, maybe I could take these and get them painted or rattle can them or something, but for today I'm just going to clean them up and put them on the bike. Cranks going back on the e-machine. Oh, by the way, this is off still because I had to take that off again to run the cable through there. So actually, I'll be right back. I'm going to put this linkage back together, but first let's finish this crank arm. Nice! So there's the crank arm, up and running, ready to go. Pretty hyped on that. New cranks are the next upgrade for this bike though, definitely. Left crank arm is now on, the right crank arm is now on. All the cables are run through this thing. I'm going to be quickly putting the back wheel on and the front wheel in the forks, and then we can actually stand this thing up and look at it as a bike. Let's go. Please excuse me, my wheel is still dirty. I'm going to hose the whole bike down once it's built and clean everything up completely. But I don't really want to do a full wheel in the garage, so it's pretty dark, it's pretty rainy outside. So basically, forgive me, the wheel is going on rotten. Here we go. Axle's greased, fully cleaned and greased. I've greased that. I've greased the insert for the axle. Let's see how the beast sits in the frame. Oh boy. It's looking steezy. Oh my god. It's looking serious, this. It's gonna be a sick moment. This is my front wheel on my Fox forks. My headset's greased and on the frame. And we are about to drop the forks in. Oh my jeez, that is looking like a bike right now. The only thing I'm missing as well is the battery. Basically, the battery needs a good clean, and then we put the battery in and the ears coming together. Okay, so the battery fully cleaned. There we have it. Let's link the battery in there. Woo! This bolt here holds the battery on. As you can see, grease all that, because you want this to survive really. Could be a bit of a nightmare if that goes wrong. And this battery here holds, this bolt holds the battery on. Going for like a sort of matching colour KASHIMA on the spacer, like so. I think it looks pretty cool. Dropping the stem on there, like so. Stem's going on, and basically I'm going to mark my forks. It's probably one of the most nervous things that I've been nervous about with the E, is cutting my forks down. So basically I've decided I'm going to put them on like this today. So as you can see, it's now seated. I've got that there, I've got my spacers on, my stems on, and I've obviously got a lot of waste here that needs cutting off. I'm going to leave it for the comments today to tell me how to finish my forks properly. Basically, I think this is going to be the end of today's video. I've put the battery on, I've put the motor back on, the cranks, the sprocket, the cables are routed, the wheels are back on, the forks are on. Now, I have some questions to ask right now. Number one, this is why I haven't finished the handlebar setup. Number one, what do I do with this? Obviously, I know there's a million ways of doing it. I haven't got the right tools to do it correctly. I'm going to mark it. This is what I'm going to do. You tell me if you think it's wrong or you want to help. Any tips, ideas, drop a comment below this video. I'm going to mark the back here, round the outsides, and then I'm going to cut it in the vise using one of these so it's straight. Yeah? I'm then going to put a star nut down it, tighten it up with an additional spacer, which will get it nice and tight, but it'll be flush with the top. That's what I'm going to do for the forks, but I'm going to wait and read my comments today and see if there's any other ideas for that setup. Now, the second reason that I haven't finished the back end of the bike is, I want to know, I need to buy a new shifter for the rear of the bike. Basically, the clutch went in my rear derailleur. Not a shifter, the rear derailleur, the clutch had gone. If you remember, it was super scratched on this tube from my chains slapping the bike a lot. My next question to you guys is, do I have to buy a new cassette and chain to run a new derailleur? Or can I just buy the new derailleur and run the same chain, the same cassette, the same sprocket? That's my next question to you. And then, once I know that question, I'll either order a group set or a new SRAM 11-speed GX derailleur. That's what was on the rear, but the clutch is destroyed on it, so I'm just going to buy a new one. Other than that, the only other thing that we need to do is the brakes, which are definitely for off camera. There's no way I'm filming. Maybe I'll film doing the brakes actually for like a future episode if you guys want to see it. But I think that is going to be the end of today's video. I think the bike's in sort of a completion standard state. It's got a lot of stuff to go on it still, but I do feel like we're getting somewhere in today's video. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you tune back in for the next one. Make sure you go and check out OWNA. Link is in the description. Don't forget, we've got new basketball shorts. We've got new hoodies online. We're giving away a free t-shirt or a free jersey with every single hoodie, jacket, joggers, jumpers or pairs of shorts that you buy. Just make sure you add the one of your choice to your basket, which will be deducted at $0 upon checkout. And that's the end of today's video. Tune in for the next one. See you next time. Peace out.